everybody. Welcome to the Talking Disney Classics podcast. And this is the show where we love talking about the Disney canon, all things Disney, and especially Disney animation. And it's a lot of fun. And I am film critic Rachel Wagner, and Stanford's here.
Rachel, hi. What's going on?
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
Good, very good. And I'm excited. So today we are going to talk about Zootopia Plus in preparation for the movie to come out. I mean, full disclosure, we both seen Zootopia 2, but we won't give any spoilers or anything, but we both did enjoy it. Yes, yeah. And but while you're waiting for that movie to be released this week, we thought it'd be fun to talk about the Zootopia Plus, which is kind of interesting for a lot of things because it sort of captures this era of Disney Plus, which is, I think, over. Like, I don't think
Yeah,
we'll ever see anything like this ever again on
yeah,
Disney.
exactly. For better or for worse.
Yeah, for yes, yes.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's too bad because I do love shorts, animated shorts.
I do too.
And what I was when they first announced the idea of streaming, I was actually very optimistic that it would be a way to champion films that you couldn't and things like shorts and things like that you couldn't justify a physical media release,
Yeah,
right? That it would be a way to kind of create sort of viral moments for older films that have gotten unjustly ignored, or that kind of a thing. And there's been a tiny bit of that more on
yeah,
Netflix than I haven't heard of anything like that on Disney Plus going viral. But there've been a few things. Every once in a while you'll hear about some random movie that's all of a sudden in the top 10 of Netflix. But very rarely, which I think is a big missed opportunity. And I it's a shame because I don't know, it just could have been a source for good instead of evil.
exactly. No, well said, Rachel. Same here too. I was pretty stoked for Disney Plus. I mean, being a Disney
Uh-huh.
fan,
Yeah.
number one, thinking that this was going to be a great way to access the old catalog,
Yeah.
as well as some interesting new content, and particularly what I was hopeful. I know we've talked about this too, um, like the return of kind of the mid-budget Disney film
Yeah.
that we grew up with, and films that we love, um, that aren't necessarily franchise films or just big budget films, but they're just really
Yeah.
fun and enjoyable and well made, but
Yeah.
nothing fancy. But no, that it's not the direction.
No, almost all of those have been very bad for Disney. I mean, you just look at that Hocus Pocus movie, which should have
Oh
been a
gosh,
complete
should have
layup.
it
It
should,
should have been
I
so
know.
like, I mean, and how bad that movie was.
Oh
I
my
mean, I'm
gosh.
not even that big a fan of the original, but like
No.
I get it and I get the appeal. And the fact that they couldn't make, I mean, that movie and then the Enchanted movie,
I was gonna say Enchanted,
the
just
more I think about that movie, the more,
Drac.
the more
Drac.
and oh, like that fairy godmother, man, that was terrible. There were just so many
Yeah.
horrible
They were
movies.
they were horrible. And
Yeah.
and then, to kind of about with this Zootopia Plus, but the prospect that Walt Disney Animation Studios was going to be creating some specific content
Yeah.
for Disney Plus 2 was very appealing to me. Because
Yeah.
this wasn't going to Disney Toon Studio, it was like
Right.
the premier animation studio, creating content. They announced that they were going to do a series around Tiana from The Princess and the Frog, and
Yeah.
anyway, all the stuff
And
which
then yeah,
sounded
the Moana
the
series.
Moana series, which sounded promising,
Yeah.
like it was going to be really cool, and you know. None of it came to be, and I can't believe that the Zootopia Plus project got through. And I don't know if some of that
Uh,
was because of COVID, because it came out in 2022,
uh-huh.
and if it was just like an extra project for the
Like
animators
I
to
said,
work
it's
out while
it's
they were at
like
home.
it's like the tail end of when they were still trying
Yeah,
with Disney Plus.
yeah,
And now, I mean, this this year has been crazy because aside from Andor, what else has there even been on Disney Plus this whole year?
Yeah, exactly. Is there a new Percy Jackson
Oh
coming
yeah,
out?
there's that.
But that's is that December? I'm not
I'm not
100% sure. I'm
sure.
not sure.
But I mean, isn't that wild?
It's wild. It's wild. And and kind of a, and again, kind of a shame, but also in a way, I feel like that it got rescued because the original content that they were creating for Disney Plus
Yeah,
wasn't good.
no.
In fact,
And
I felt it brought the brand
I guess there
down.
were a couple Marvel shows this year. There was like an Ironheart, and I stopped watching those so long ago. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's the
I mean,
same. I haven't watched any of them for yeah for really quite a while.
it is too bad because there just was a window there where there was the opportunity to, like we said, make things that didn't have the either the cachet for a physical media release or a theatrical release. And it's just too bad. I mean, I
And
feel
Rach,
like the best thing that we got was probably Timmy Failure, and they took it off. The one thing we
right?
liked, they take it off.
The one thing we liked, and again, that was the thing that was, really proves my point about kind of the return of the classic mid-range
Yeah,
budget Disney film. And also, I don't know, I just feel like, and I think Bob Iger, Disney CEO had mentioned this too, that they had focused so much on quantity that the quality took a hit.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's just yeah, but also you just kind of wonder why can't you have both in some ways? I
yeah.
mean, why couldn't Hocus
I mean,
Pocus
that's
2?
the thing. I mean, I don't think that that's a good excuse because they had all the ingredients there for like a good Hocus Pocus movie and a good Enchanted movie. They
Yep,
just failed. Like there's no, it was, it, you can't.
yep,
I mean, they just failed. That's why. I
exactly.
mean, I was very happy about Freakier Friday because it was definitely on a higher level than both of those other two for sure.
Me too. Yeah,
Yeah.
same, same.
Hmm.
Not perfect by any means, but
Yeah.
still
Entertaining.
and absolutely entertaining. It was
Yeah.
it was a fun, I thought it was a very fun movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of Rachel's reviews? Do you look forward to Family Movie Night, Female Film Critics panels, or the Talking Disney podcast? If so, please consider supporting the podcast by becoming a Patreon. As a patron, you get to access monthly events such as the watch-alongs and Q&As, where you get to talk to stars and find out the behind the scenes of the movie making industry. And you can pick what I review for Family Movie Night or even become a guest on the podcast. Podcasts and YouTube channels are expensive, and I really, really could use your help. I would so appreciate it. You also get to be a member of the Facebook group where we talk about all the films that we're seeing, and we have so much fun. Go to patreon.com/hallmarkies and select one of the Rachel's fan tiers. That's patreon.com/hallmarkies.
Well, let's start talking about Zootopia Plus. So these are around 8 minutes
Eight
when
minutes
you,
each. Yeah.
yeah, because there's
Six
a little,
shorts.
yeah, so there's a little bit of there are, everything on Disney Plus is always a little bit longer. They have those, super long credits. So it's
I know.
listed a little bit longer than it is.
Yeah.
But, we thought it would be fun to kind of just talk about these and also just kind of just chat about things, relating. This might be a little bit tangent filled podcast, but hey, it's fun.
That's
Enjoy
fine.
it.
Rachel, one thing I wanted to bring up about it, speaking of the long credits, is that the co-directors on each of these, it's Trent Corey and Josie, and I'm pulling up. Sorry,
Oh, Trinidad.
yeah, and I just saw a story this week. So Trent Corey, he also was the co-director of one of my favorite things that Disney's done in quite a long time. That's short, Once Upon a Studio, which
Oh,
I adored. And also, but the story I saw this week is that Trent Corey, is the co-director now of Frozen 3 with Jennifer
oh.
Lee. And so
Because
clearly,
he did that Olaf short
oh yeah,
where
that's
it's about a
right. Okay,
snowman.
that
So
um
he had some experience with them.
with the Frozen world.
Oh yeah, excited to be on this journey with Jennifer Lee and the incredible team, Frozen 3. See, that's the nice thing about shorts is that it can give some of these directors a chance
Yeah.
to dip their toe and see what they can do, get some experience leading a team. I think that's cool. What were they called? It wasn't the Spark Shorts, that was Pixar, but there was a similar to
Yes.
Spark
A
Shorts.
similar, yes, that Walt Disney Animation Studios is doing, right?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
I covered with Jonathan on his channel. We
Yes.
covered all of those. And watching those, I would say probably 60% of those shorts directors are at Netflix now.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
or
that's true.
Paramount or someplace like
Right.
that.
They
It's
no,
just like,
they've gone to other studios. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, why you watch them and you're like, this person has potential to make something interesting, something creative, there's cool visual style, whatever. And you're like, why is Disney using these people?
Yeah.
Like, why aren't they creating a new Nine Old Men? A new, if you look at something like Fox and the Hound, very flawed film. But like you look at the credits of that film, it's unbelievable.
I know.
The people
The people
that,
that worked on that film,
yeah, yeah,
that really became to be
yeah.
leaders in
Like Tim Burton and like I think Brad
well,
Bird, maybe,
yeah,
yeah, that's
and
right.
I think Glenn
And
Keane.
yeah, going like the list is very, very impressive. And those they were much better in that era of John Lasseter, of nurturing talent that would then become very impactful. And I do feel like Pixar is still doing better about that with someone like Dami Shi and some of these other people that they I know that's been a big emphasis of Pete Docter is
Yeah,
sort of nurturing these diverse voices and you've got like the director of Luca, you've got some of these other people that have been uh that they've done a better job, but I don't know. I would just like to see more of that. So that's good that we have him working on Frozen 3. And it's good to get some new energy, I think. That could help that movie, you know.
yeah, yep.
They need it.
Fingers crossed.
Let's
Right.
see here. Josie Trinidad. Look at the other. Um, Let me see here. What is she up to?
And I also thought it was interesting, Rachel, that there was the same co-directors on all six shorts. Uh, I
Yeah,
mean,
that is interesting.
yeah, yeah,
So it looks like this Josie Trinidad is an animator, a story artist for Raya, Frozen 2. This is her first time directing,
okay,
which again is why you want to do shorts. They're smart. That's Disney's always had a tradition of doing that.
yeah,
Someone like Don Bluth, he got his first start was
yeah.
working in shorts, you know. So anyway, so yeah, there's six shorts for this. And I guess we should say we'll say this in our other one, but for the record, I guess, what did you think of Zootopia, the first original?
Well, I love the first Zootopia film. I
Yeah.
think I thought it was hilarious, brilliant. Of course, they had me instantly at anthropomorphic animals,
Yeah.
which is just just the thing I love from Disney. Robin Hood
Yeah.
being kind of my classic or my favorite with that style of film or storytelling. But
Yeah.
I thought Zootopia was brilliant. I love
Yeah.
that.
It
Love
was
that.
really fun. And I'm so glad that they're doing Zootopia 2 and these Zootopia Plus because there was so much in that world
Yeah.
that they didn't explore,
Oh,
that they
absolutely.
didn't spend any time in Zootopia. And so I I really felt like there's more stories to tell.
Huge story potential.
Yeah.
And I thought the characters were interesting.
Yeah.
I liked the plot a lot. I thought some of the stuff I couldn't believe that they got away with. You know, in
Uh,
some regards, not that anything was saucy or whatever, but it just still, um,
it
it,
was very funny, and I think that it worked doing like an allegory like they
yes,
did for that movie. But we'll talk about it with Zootopia too. But I was like, oh, don't do that again. Like that's makes sense for the one movie, but we don't need everyone to be like a Aesop fable, which is I
right,
felt like that first one was in that spirit.
yeah.
And this could just be a detective story, a mystery, and that's what they did. So I was super glad about that. But with uh, Zootopia Plus, I think the fun thing is to sort of get a chance to dive into those worlds just
I
for a
was
little
gonna
bit,
say they're
little shorts.
hanging out in the worlds,
Yeah, yeah,
and every single one of them. I mean, there's some continuity, but every single one of them's different. And they just picked one of these characters, because
yeah,
that was, I think, of one of the fun things about Zootopia and also Zootopia 2, which
yeah,
uh a whole bunch of characters,
yeah,
but it works. It's not
yeah. It
and
makes sense for a detective
yes,
story, you know.
exactly. And
Yeah,
this was I thought this was a fun little. My thought is that they probably just had these hilarious brainstorming sessions and just thought, okay, yeah,
yeah,
we're gonna go for these kind of kooky stories in each one of this was some of these characters that we met in the original film, and yeah,
yeah. Like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the good folks at Aura Frames. We all know that struggle of trying to find the perfect gift for our loved ones. And oftentimes we run out of time and we end up giving them a gift card, which is no fun. So this year you can break that habit of the gift cards and go with something that is thoughtful, that is easy, and that they will love with Aura Frames. Aura Frames are digital frames that you can load from anywhere. In fact, you can preload before you give the gift. You can do unlimited free photos and video on your Aura frame. You can personalize the gift with a message. You can have a gift box with it. Every frame comes packaged in a premium gift box with no price tag. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using promo code Hallmarkies at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code Hallmarkies. This deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell it fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code Hallmarkies. Terms and conditions apply. So the first one is called Hop on Board, and Judy's saying goodbye to her parents.
as
And
yeah, that in the from the original film, right? When she's
yeah,
off to the city, right, to take her job. Yeah, she leaves Bunny Burrow.
and they accidentally leave the baby bunny on the top of the train.
From there, her immediate family, which is like 100 bunnies, right? They're at the train station,
Yeah.
which cracked me up too.
Yeah. And so this is it's just cute,
It's
them
just
chasing
cute.
after and the cute little bunny.
It's this silly romp, just kind of
Uh-huh.
a kooky thing, which really works for a short,
Yeah.
right?
Which every parent has had that moment where you're like, shoot, where's the kid? Where'd they
There's the
go?
kid. Kids, the kids on the train,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one I do like Bonnie and Stu.
Oh, I do
They're
too.
very fun, and
The-
I really like the that they got Bonnie Hunt and Dawn Lake as your
The same voices,
Bonnie and
yeah,
Stu.
of Judy's parents.
Yeah, I mean, I just think Bonnie is like the perfect voice casting, especially
Oh, I do too.
for this.
And another fun thing about Zootopia Plus is I think really for the most part they brought back all the voices from,
Yeah,
that voiced these characters in the original film, yeah.
which is nice.
Eh,
And yeah,
it's just this kind of a little screwball comedy kind of thing, right?
mhm,
As they're trying to chase down the train, and all the
yeah,
stuff's just so completely improbable. I mean, well, hello. I mean, this also is just, this Utopia, right? But
yeah,
still, I just had a smile on my face the whole time. I thought it was really cute.
yeah, yeah. It's interesting that we get Zootopia Plus this year in the same year as the Bad Guys too.
Yeah,
Those anthropomorphics just on
anthropomorphic. Yeah.
anthropomorphic mysteries. Both of them are
Yes, that's
mysteries.
right. Yeah, exactly.
That's
Exactly
so
that.
random that the way that happens. But then our
Yeah.
next one, we have the real rodents of Little Rodentia, which is very funny.
It
And
was funny.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was. And I like Frou Frou and True Frou.
That's right. Sure. What's the breed of animal? They're like smalls or something.
Shrews.
Shrews. That's right. They're
Yeah, shrews.
shrews.
Yeah.
Um, and absolutely captured the whole essence of those Bravo, Real
Yeah.
Housewife shows. And I thought it was a hoot.
Yeah,
What did
it
what did
was
you
very
think of what did you
it was
think of
very
it?
funny, especially Frou Frou and True Frou. And then her bouquet is those night blossoms, which is like a little, and
Yeah.
she smells them and then it becomes wild.
Yeah, a little throwback to the
Yeah.
original film.
I'm curious, is there any reality show that you've gotten into over the years?
Yeah, I mean, so 100 years ago, I used to watch Survivor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, me
Um,
too.
I watched Survivor. One of my buddies loved Survivor, loved The Bachelor, and loved Bachelorette and The Apprentice of all things.
Uh-huh.
That's where my opinion was solidified about Donald Trump, which we won't get into. But I just thought, who in the world would ever want to win that show and get a
Oh,
job?
the N word for him.
Like that would not be a prize
Fair.
that I would want. But yeah, so it's probably Survivor, The Bachelor / The Bachelorette were probably the ones I had watched most. But I
Do
but
you
I
know
don't
that the
I don't watch any of them now.
do you know the Bachelorette's filming here this
Yeah,
season
yes,
in Utah?
because this that woman from that Hulu show, right? The Real
Yeah, yeah.
whatever kind. What's that Mormon Wife's show? I can't remember the
Secret
name of it.
Lives of
Yeah, The
Mormon
Secret
Wives.
Lives of
I
Mormon
have
Wife.
never watched an episode, but it's like the Kardashians. I've never watched an episode of that, and yet like somehow I know so
You
much
like
about them.
no,
And
I know all
like,
about all
why
these.
do I know all their names? I don't want to know all their names.
You know.
I don't want to know about Courtney and Chloe and Kim and Kendall and
Yeah, yeah.
Kylie.
Nope.
It's it's emblematic of the problems in modern culture. I'm
Amen.
gonna know about them whether I like it or not. Yeah, and they do have, I guess, the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Yes, which is
Uh,
more like Park City, right? For those of us locals,
right,
I think
yeah,
all these people are living up in Park City, but
that's what
and
it
this
feels like. I've
and
never
it's
seen it.
I haven't either, and I've only seen the headlines, and then but I think I was talking to a friend who watches it.
Yeah.
And then also, I think one of those contestants is in jail. Isn't that? I know I've seen like headlines. She got
Oh, yeah. I think I remember
busted,
hearing about
busted
that.
for something. But who knows?
Not an. I don't think it's too an accurate. Either show is not all that accurate of the average Utah woman. Let's put it that way.
Which
I
you
wouldn't look at it as.
yeah.
But I mean, for reality shows, I the only ones that I ever kind of got into that were of that kind of like following people around kind of reality show.
Yeah.
I did watch the Duggars for a while.
Oh,
I
okay.
used to I was pretty into that and a few of the other like TLC type shows. But yeah, I that's been a long time ago that
Yeah.
I used to watch the Duggars and I was a huge Survivor fan for a long time. And I even was part of my podcasting inspiration was Rob Cesternino from he
Yeah.
was in season 6. He has
Boston
Rob.
Rob.
No. I mean, I love Boston Rob, but Rob Cesternino, he was in season 6 and then in All Stars,
Oh,
and
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he created a
My bad.
reality
That's good
TV.
news.
He created a reality TV recap podcast called Rob Has a Podcast,
Yeah.
and I just was really inspired by him. And I used to be a patron of his for years and years and years, and And so he's a big podcasting inspiration of mine. I still do love the show. I just ran out of time. Like almost anything that I wasn't covering on the podcast had to go. Like
Yeah, you just
I
yeah,
used to watch Dancing with the Stars, but that's a big time suck. It's a lot every week.
yeah,
And I used to watch American Idol in its heyday.
yeah. See, I watched American Idol too, back in
Yeah.
the day. I haven't watched it. I haven't
I
watched it for
watched it
years.
until the season Ellen was on, and then I'm just like, what is going on? They don't even have a singer on this panel. Like, what?
Yeah, yeah,
And that was the last year that I watched it. And I watched Survivor until season 40, which was the big all winners season. And it was really good. And Tony won again, spoiler alert. He was incredible. And I don't know, I just felt kind of like, okay, it was like there was closure of that
Oh,
for
okay,
me. You
good.
know
So
what I
you didn't
mean?
like necessarily leave like in an unhappy way.
No, and yeah, I think I'm gonna watch season 50 because they're bringing back a bunch of people that I love.
Yeah.
So I think I'll be back on board for season 50.
Oh, okay.
But but I do love the show. I love the strategy of the show, and it, it's a lot more of a game theory show than people give it credit for. Like
Yeah,
and what got me sort of frustrated is when they started to meddle with the actual strategy,
yeah,
with like too many idols, too many things that was obviously the people trying to engineer
yeah,
wins and things like it just became a little bit less interesting as a show and then when it can lean a little bit more in the game theory of it all.
yeah,
But still it's a more thoughtful show than I think people realize, that people that
yeah.
don't watch it don't realize, that um it's interesting to know, like it's interesting to watch the power dynamics and why people make the choices they do and all of that.
Have you ever watched or gotten into one of these seasons or versions of The Real Housewives on Bravo?
No, never. I've never
Eh,
watched an episode. There's some reality TV that I watched because my roommates were into it, like America's Next Top Model.
Yeah.
I never really was into that show, but I ended up watching quite a bit because uh, but like I said, the closest I got to anything like that would have been like the Duggars,
Okay.
or Little People Big World, things like that, on that kind of thing.
I only saw commercials, for it, and so I never seen it. One of my favorite spoofs of it, and this Zootopia Plus one, it kind of reminded me in some ways. Have you ever seen that Saturday Night Live sketch that they did of the Real Housewives of Disney?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Which
that was funny.
hilarious,
Yeah.
all the Disney princesses and Cinderella's a lush and you know Jasmine's broke and I mean all these
Right.
different things that are just ridiculous.
Yeah, that was funny.
But it's funny, but it was really funny.
I also remember Kylo Ren as undercover boss. That one was really funny.
That was a really good one too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can same thing. I've never watched Undercover Boss. Maybe I watched one episode of Undercover
I've watched
Boss.
a little bit of Undercover Boss, and it's always so ridiculous. Like the wigs that they give them and stuff. I'm like, how did these people not immediately
Not
know?
immediately know. Like what?
Like there's something off
Not to
here.
mention that there's a camera crew, in the I
Yeah.
mean the whole thing
It's
is
fishy. It really is.
yeah, yeah.
But
Are there any good reality shows though I mean not that
well,
there's
that's
I
the
don't
thing,
know,
is even the like the TLC ones, like pretty much every single one of those families that's appeared on there has turned into a big mess. And so they're not fun to watch, I don't think, anymore. Because it's like, I mean, even the Sister Wives, which was another show that I watched for a long time, it's it's so boring now, the show, because it's just like the same conflict over and over and over again. Like it's not, I don't know. Like all of those families on, like, don't go on TLC if you want your family to remain like
I know
strong.
if
Like
they
don't
approach
do
you,
it.
just say no. The money's not worth it.
No. But yeah, I don't think if there's anything like that. I mean, the last 10 years, I just have abandoned almost all television that's not Hallmark. I just don't have time.
Yeah.
I All Creatures Great and Small, that I cover that on the podcast now because it's like, well, I got to because I still want to watch that one. But
Yeah. Yeah.
which they just announced season 7.
Oh,
I'm
hey,
so happy
good for
because it's a great
you. That's
show. It's a
great.
great
I
show.
know that's how much you like that show. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. You'd love it. Okay, so then the next episode is Duke the musical. So we got the Duke of Weselton, and
Who's this weasel? Of course,
Duke Weaselton.
from the
Uh,
film, a spoof on kind of a take.
yeah, he's the
And
one
it's Alan
selling
and it's
the
Alan Tudyk again, right? Voicing him, or Tudyk, how do you say his
yeah, he's the one selling the bootleg.
the bootleg Disney movies,
Yeah.
or retitled movies.
And yeah, it's fun little song.
It was fun. Was that, one thing I didn't catch on the credits? If that was Michael Giacchino who wrote
Ooh.
that music for that episode? I know he did the background music, but I wasn't sure if he was the one who wrote the song.
Yes, it says here on Wikipedia, Michael Giacchino Duke the musical.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So
To
that
me,
was
I just
fun.
thought the animators probably just had a blast, just kind of
Mhm.
coming up with all those different
Uh-huh.
things. It's just this very elaborate musical number about Duke kind of dreaming about what he wants his life to be now that he's out of prison again.
Yeah. So that was fun. I'd like to take a second to thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's Uncommon Goods. The countdown is on. Holiday shopping season is officially here. Uncommon Goods takes the stress out of gifting with thousands of unique, high-quality finds you won't see anywhere else. Don't wait. The most meaningful gifts get scooped up fast, and now is the perfect time to cross names off your list. What I really liked when I looked at their website is that you can go to the exact category of the person that you're shopping for. So you can look for gifts for women. And then in particular, they have a whole section for moms, for grandmas, for wives, for teenagers. And within each of those categories, there's all these creative ideas. And I had a lot of fun looking at the teen category. I have some nieces and different things that would be fun to shop for. And I love the creativity in so many of the gifts. You've got create your own reel viewers. You've got a photo and label printer. I definitely think there is something for everybody, and it's worth checking out their site. And it's also nice that when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. Many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches, so shop now before they sell out this holiday season. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give back $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3.1 million to date. So don't wait. Cross those names off your list before the rush. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/hallmarkies. That's uncommongoods.com/hallmarkies for 15% off. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. And we have the godfather of the bride.
Oh my
This is
God.
at Frou Frou's wedding. And Mr. Big gives his speech. And then it tells his backstory of the old country. Big problems for the little shrew. Zootopia is not made for everybody. I made the deliveries. The family you have makes you rich. The friends you choose that are the friends you choose that makes them family. And with these things, you'll never feel small. Which is sweet.
It's just so great. This one I thought in particular I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, I think this is probably the best
Yeah,
one.
it it pays homage in a major way to both Godfather films,
Yeah.
particularly Godfather 2,
Yes.
because it's
Because
giving
that's the
the
flashback.
backstory, the flashback, and just the way that they colorized it, and when they were doing the flashbacks, and everything's just so reminiscent of the Francis Ford Coppola
Yeah.
films, and delightful. I
Yeah.
thought it really worked.
Here's an interesting question. Are you team Goodfellas or team Godfather?
Wow, that's a good question. Um, frankly, I have to say I'm team both. But I really like The Godfather. I like Godfather and Godfather Part 2. I hate Godfather Part 3, and nor have I watched that revised edit, whatever that's come out.
Yeah, I haven't
I
either.
just despise that film. But I think Goodfellas is absolutely brilliant too. Stunning for me.
I'm team Goodfellas.
Are
It's
you?
just more
Okay.
it's just better paced in my it's just more in my taste as the
Yeah.
pacing and the it's a little bit funnier. It has just like a little bit more of a sense of humor. I don't know. I just think it's more enjoyable to
Yeah,
watch.
no, I appreciate it, and it's an excellent question. It's an excellent question. But yeah, I think I understand. I've seen
I feel
both.
like most people are on one side,
Yeah, no,
you know?
yeah, it's a good point.
Like they're both good movies, don't get me wrong. Like,
Just
but if
different.
I had to pick, if they were like, okay, which one do you want to watch right now? I would pick Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, I usually fall asleep watching the first one or two. Because the pacing is
The
it's
pacing
very
is very deliberate.
excellent film, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a I just
No,
think that
Goodfellas, it gets it done. I
yeah.
agree with you, and you still get the idea. Uh, but I also might throw in there. I really like Casino too.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Casinos. It's another Scorsese film about mobsters in Las Vegas. Um, it's terrific. Sharon
Uh,
Stone is great in it, which is kind
yeah.
of shocking, and it's yeah. I put it on your list, Rach. I thought Casino was awesome too.
Yeah.
Uh,
Maybe that would be a good blind spot for
yeah,
2026
yeah,
because I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that. Yeah, it's interesting. You think of Coppola and Scorsese, their bodies of work. I mean, especially Coppola, who he took a hit last year with that Megalopolis.
Megaflopolis. That's yeah.
Megalopolis. I mean, he sold his vineyard for it. Yeah, you got to give him some credit for
I
that,
know,
but
some credit for having a
oh,
bold artistic vision, but yeah, yikes.
yeah, it was rough. But and he had some other really bad ones, like something like Jack, or very bad.
What was that
Um,
musical he did early on in his career?
yeah, that it was
Something with
it.
the heart. I'm trying to
Heart,
remember.
yeah,
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 yeah.
and I mean Scorsese certainly had his misses as well. He
Oh,
also
absolutely.
had a musical that was evidently not good.
Yeah, I think it was New York, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken. Yeah, Liza
I've never seen
Minnelli.
it, but
Yeah, yeah.
I personally think The Irishman was incredibly overrated. I think
Oh
if
my
that
gosh,
same
talk about long too. Like,
oh it
oh,
was I watched that in the theater. We had a theatrical screening
oh
of
my
it.
gosh.
Woo.
I watched it at
Um
home and I was so glad, I could get up and
like I think almost there's very little memorable about that film. Very, very,
other than how
very
long it
little.
was and how
How
unpleasant it
long
was to
it
watch.
was. And the uncanny valley
And
of
the horrible, yeah, the makeup and all the stuff. Ugh.
yeah, yeah. That's I think almost every year there's two or three films that, especially now that we have 10 nominees for Best Picture, but I think that there's almost always two or three films that get on there because of legacy, because of cash of the director, because of campaign,
Yeah,
whatever it might be, that are completely forgettable. And what's frustrating is you think about those years, and I mean something like I infamously so something like The Reader getting in over The Dark Knight, is absurd. There's not anybody. I mean, I think even Kate Winslet would say that, that The Dark Knight's a better film than The Reader. And just
absolutely.
every year there's something like that, something like The Darkest Hour. That I mean, it's fine historical movie, but is anybody remembering that film? I mean, it's completely forgettable.
No,
No,
exactly. No, no.
absolutely. And I don't know, just I just think every year there's something like that where it's just some years worse than others.
Yep.
This year it's going to be interesting because a lot of the movies that I think will get in for Best Picture this year are movies that I like, but I'm not super excited about. Like I don't think there'll be that many that I flat out didn't recommend, but I'm just not like super passionate about them. I don't love them. So it'll be that year.
It's yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
2022 was like that. I mean I liked Everything Everywhere All at Once. I recommended it. I thought it was an interesting experiment, but Best Picture, no, in my opinion. Yeah, it was just, I don't know. It was just to me, Everything Everywhere All at Once was a little too try hard. Like it was trying too hard to be quirky, too hard to be, and that kind of, like when they're getting to rocks and like it started to get kind of annoying to me. But I still overall I appreciate the swing. It was fun. I just don't
Well,
like
it
it.
wasn't your thing.
Well, no, I mean, I liked it. I just don't think it would have been it probably wouldn't even have made like my top 30 of that year. Like it just, I think it was a good movie, but Best Picture, no, not in my opinion. But yeah, every year there's always something like that. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Honora last year that won. I don't know. It was just too shrieky, and I just didn't find it funny. It was not for me. All right, the next one. So you think you can prance, and
Speaking of reality TV, I don't know, maybe
yes,
this is more contest TV, right? But
yes.
yeah.
And so Clawhauser, he wants to be on this. It's basically America's Got Talent type show.
Or So You Think
And
You Can Dance, right? Remember that?
yeah,
Is that show
but
still
like the
on?
judges that look kind of
Yeah,
America's Got
yeah.
Talent, with the X's and everything.
It was more, right. It was like a hybrid, but I'm with you.
Yeah.
More America's Got Talent. Yeah.
What's interesting about these talent shows is American Idol, they legit created stars. I think because it was the first, and I cannot. Whereas like the other ones, they don't. That doesn't seem to matter at all. Like people don't care about the winners really at all for any of the other shows. And I mean, especially The Voice, because they are never going to find somebody on The Voice that's a bigger star than those judges. That's never going to happen. And so,
Good point.
I mean, that's why I think American Idol was smart because, you think they had like Paula Abdul. Sure, she's been successful, but she wasn't, especially at that time, wasn't, like super famous. Simon Cowell, no one knew who he was at the time in the United States, at least. Randy Jackson, no one
Randy
knew who he
Jackson.
was, producer. And so that made the contestants the stars of it, and because it was first, and because they did get some really really good people. But yeah, the other shows, I just think that's interesting that they still have a following and nobody cares who wins.
I know I don't. Wish
No.
them well, but yeah, like,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
my thing. Never watch it.
Uh,
And I don't think I've ever watched an episode of So You Think You Could Dance. Maybe I've seen
um,
a portion of it. But I think Clawhauser's character is funny,
yeah,
and his obsession with Gazelle, I think, is also very funny. So that this little short worked for me
yeah,
in that just kind of
it was fun.
played into that obsession and
Well, and especially seeing the chief dancing and everything, and with the makeup, and he comes. Chief never leaves his backup behind. It's very funny, very funny.
it's just it was cute. And again, I'm just thinking, the creative teams at Disney were just kind of throwing out these crazy ideas, and then they went for it. And I thought the way it worked. It's funny. It's clever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did. And yeah, it was good, especially seeing the chief. And of course it's all dream.
Right. Then it turned out to be a solid dream.
Clauser. Then our last one is called Dinner Rush. And we have we've got Flash and Priscilla, the sloths, that are ordering
And
really slow.
and speaking of Gazelle, so this otter. Now have we I don't think we had met this otter character before, right? Who's the waitress?
No, I don't. I mean, you meet
Maybe.
so many
Yeah, we use so
characters,
many
but
characters.
I don't think so. I
Yeah, I
don't
don't
think.
think so. But
Yeah,
she's spent all this money on a Gazelle concert ticket. And
yeah.
so just has to finish off her shift as a waitress. And then the sloths come in for dinner.
Yeah, they're funny. And I mean, that was such a brilliant first trailer that they had for Zootopia,
Yes.
and with the
The
sloth.
DMV. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was a very funny joke. And it really gave people a great idea of kind of what to expect in as the style of the humor, and what the movie would be like. I think it was a great trailer.
Yeah, I do
So
too. And this was a funny short, kind of a one joke short.
yeah. And
But
then Flash proposes to Priscilla, and that whole thing was funny.
it was really cute, yeah.
Like,
Particularly her response, you know.
no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. No way. I'm
Yes,
not
no
saying
way.
yes.
Yeah, it's like no, and then way.
Yeah.
Well, and same thing. Kristen Bell was back, back to voice Priscilla, and then the actor who voices Flash. Anyway,
Yeah. Well, let us know what you think of these Utopia Plus shorts on Disney Plus. Let me know what you think of them. What was your favorite? And some of the other, we'd love to hear you weigh in on some of the other random topics we talked about, like what's your favorite reality show? Which team are you on, Goodfellas or Godfather? All of those fun topics. Let us know
and yeah,
in the
the
comments.
end of the any kind of original content on Disney
Yeah.
Plus.
How do you feel about it? How do you feel about it? Let us know.
Yeah,
And check out our playlist with all of our Talking Disney content. We've done over 100 episodes, and there's a lot of fun stuff, including we just had our episode with Ben Beard. That was so much fun
yeah,
to
it was
get to
really
talk with
fun.
him. That was a very enjoyable episode. So definitely please check that out. And Stanford, where can people find you?
Rachel, I'm the host of the Movies Past and Present podcast. You can find me at moviespastandpresent.com or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Great. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. And you can follow us at Disney Talking on Twitter. And we have the patron group, which is the biggest way you can support everything that we're doing. You get to be part of watch alongs and meet talent and bonus episodes. And now you can listen to the podcast ad free for both Hallmarkies podcast and everything on Rachel's Reviews. You can listen to them ad free as a patron member. That's a new thing I just started. So if that's appealing to you, you should definitely check that out. And if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. That really helps us a lot. And if you are watching on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that so much. And thanks so much, everybody. We'll talk to you later.